The effort was the issue to me yesterday. I know John said it doesn't exist, but it does. I'm sorry. It existed in the game. I get it. He points to Saquon running it back. Guys, the team gave up yesterday. All right, everybody. It's time to talk some football. I got to get through all these super chats. Xander Time's going to be a good one today. You better lock in. Xander Time will be a good one today. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. You hear me? Nothing is off the table. I'll get to all my super chats. I couldn't get them all to John. We had too many. All right. I love all you guys. Hit the like button on the show. That was embarrassing last night. Embarrassing last night. All right. Absolutely pitiful performance by the Eagles, top to bottom. All right. And we're going to talk about it all. Let me go through my super chats. All right. I want to handle some of them. I got to most of them, but I do have plenty still that I got to get to. For those I didn't get to, I do apologize. Sometimes you're just up against it. Jeff Kerr rambles. I love him, but he rambles. Holy shit. And I couldn't, unfortunately, I couldn't get to every one of them, but I will address them all here. All right. I will address them all here. Let me find where I left off. Leon says, can we just get to the bye 6-2? Please, go Birds. Leon, we'll be lucky to get there 6-2. HKP, what's up, brother? Can't believe we lost that game that way to that team. I've seen this story before. This season is over, LOL. The guys in the locker room know it too. I'm not going to go there yet, HKP. But my problem is there's really no clear fix. There's no clear fix right now. And is my internet cutting? Don't tell me my internet's cutting on Xander Time as I'm about to fucking erupt. Tell me if my internet's cutting or if you got me. Because I'll wait to respond until my internet jumps back up. Here it comes. You're good? Okay. I'm not ready to go there. The problem is right now for HKP is I don't see the fix. I truly don't see the fix. Because if the expectation is the offense can only operate when we can run the football, well, like what's the outlook for this offensive line? Like, does anybody think it's going to get that much better? Yeah, you'll get Dickerson back. Cam Jurgens is a shell of himself. Dickerson, I don't expect to ever get really fully healthy this year. Tyler Steen is not Mekhi Becton. Lane Johnson is still Lane Johnson. He got beat a little bit last night by, what's his name? Abdul Carter. Jordan Mailata struggles because he's trying to compensate for the right guard or the left guard not being as good as it once was. So if you don't have that, like, what do we got? I don't know. Sean, what's up, Sean? Sean Jackson checks in. The Eagles did not score in the half. I think OC is on the hot seat. He should be. He sucks. Whatever John wants to say, the OC sucks. And I get it. He's not the only problem, but he blows. Call a spade a spade. The guy stinks. He's over his head. Dank, I was with you for a couple weeks. I get it. It's not the only problem. He's not going to fix everything when you fire him. But at the end of the day, the guy's way over his head. The guy's way over his head. Fuck, my internet is cutting. Shit drives me so crazy. I got this expensive-ass internet. It's supposed to be this top thing. And then it starts cutting. Sean, appreciate it, my man. I do think you're right that they won't wait too long. Here's my boy Dank, speaking of the devil. He says, football is a game of wills. And when you're getting headbutts from a rookie quarterback, they broke the defense's will. Dank, that is such a good take, my man. That is so true. So true. Football really, and I tweeted this out, Dank. I tweeted out, Scatterboo, I'm eating my crow on him because there's a will. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that dude's got will. And I love that you use that word, Dank. All right. HKP says, mad right now. Team is a disgrace. Zero effort on the defensive end. My fifth-year quarterback can't make simple throws to open receivers. Coaches can't coach. Yeah. Oof, HKP. You know, the effort was the issue to me yesterday. I know John said it doesn't exist, but it does. I'm sorry. It existed in the game. I get it. He points to Saquon running it back. Guys, the team gave up yesterday. Jeffrey Geiger, what's up, dude? Zander, you and everyone else looking to blame Jalen. Ignore glaring deficiencies everywhere else. Well, Jeffrey, I'll say this to you. If I ignore deficiencies everywhere else, you ignore deficiencies with the quarterback because you're so fucking afraid to criticize the guy. I love Jalen Hurts. I've been up here parading him and thanking him and giving him all his flowers when he deserves them. If he has a dog water game, why are you so afraid to say it? Why do you have to put the quarterback in fucking bubble wrap? He's a grown man. He can handle some criticism. So if I'm ignoring glaring deficiencies everywhere else, Jeffrey, you're ignoring glaring deficiencies in the quarterback spot. He ain't the only problem, but he's a problem too. And you can deny it all you want. You can blame the offensive coordinators all you want. We've been one of the worst passing teams in football for the last 2 years. Now you don't have a run game, and the passing game still blows. Whatever, dude. Whatever, if you don't want to blame it at all on Jalen. I'm sure you just want to say, Jalen has no fault in that. He's the quarterback of the team. He touches the ball every fucking play. Every play. It's on him, too. Take the bubble wrap bullshit off. James Carver says, players themselves should be out there themselves practicing this mini-buy. Take responsibility themselves to see that standard. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think that's happening. Abe says, how about JD dapping up Dart and Scatterboo mid-game? I saw that. What the fuck? It's one thing to dap. I got no problem. I mean, look, you know, Abe, it's kind of a fan thing what you're talking about. Like, look, a lot of these guys are friendly. I mean, look, they're all in the same league. And, you know, I get it. So, but doing it in the middle of the game, yeah, not ideal in my eyes, but I got you. Pumper says, motherfucker don't give a F laughing on the sidelines during a route. Tanner McKee is the key. Y'all don't want to say it. I'm ready for a benching. Pump, you've been ready for a benching for a while. Junior says, let's say there's a scenario where the season is down the drain. This is a good question. And one had to be absolutely traded. Jalen or AJ? All right, before you jump to an answer, every one of you, before you jump to an answer, oh my God, how could he disrespect her? Before you jump to an answer, let's talk this out. If you replace A.J. Brown, okay, take the offense for what it is. Take what it's looked like the last 4 years, because it is what it is, and get A.J. off the team for a second. What does this team look like? Now, let's go to the other side, okay? Let's go to the other side of the debate. If you take Jalen off the team and replace him with somebody, what does the offense look like? Now, I am not a trade Jalen guy. I'm not, and I haven't been, and I'm certainly not going there yet. But just to answer this super chat, I believe the team is more equipped to manage change at quarterback than this team as it's built right now would manage the loss of A.J. Brown. I truly believe that. I do. Right? Am I wrong? Can someone tell me if I'm wrong? Please explain to me why I'm wrong. I'm fine to hear your other opinion. This offense, though, which you would assume would remain, assuming Jalen Hurts stays, without AJ, I mean, I guess it can't get worse. They're already the 31st offense in passing. This offense with a different style of quarterback, I don't know, man. I mean, they got hell of a – we've never had playmakers like this. Never. Again, I'm not that guy. I'm sure, like, I'm not that dude. I'm not going to be the guy who's up here calling for us to get rid of our quarterback. I'm simply answering this super chat. And I think the interesting way to look at it is, who right now would you swap and the team would, be able to prevail? This offense, the way it looks right now, without A.J. Brown, is fucking brutal to even think about. I don't know, man. Waddington says, put Mechie in. Nobody would even know AJ's not out there. All right, Waddington, you want to play that game? Put Tanner in. Again, I'm not that guy. But you want to play, put Mechie in. If you want to play that, Waddington, all right, we'll play it on both sides. Is this offense without AJ with Mechie better than this offense without Jalen with Tanner? What's a better offense, Waddington? What's a better offense? It's a simple response. It's a simple, you can have an opinion either way. What do you think would be the better offense? This offense without AJ or this offense with Tanner McKee? I'll wait for your response. He said, yeah, I'm denying that. Is Tanner fixing the run game? Well, Waddington, you play a very different brand of football when you have a passer. That's my point. Precisely my point, Brian. If you take AJ off this offense as it's built, you're even more fucked. If you put Tanner in, you rely less on the run game. You get weapons more involved. I mean, simply just to answer the super chat by my boy Junior, who has a cute dog. I like the pretty dog in there in the picture. Like, I'm not like entirely convinced that trading AJ makes the most sense there. Now, if y'all want to walk me off, again, I'm not that dude. I'm not calling for Jalen to get. I'm not calling for a trade or any of those things. All right, Jalen's our quarterback. I don't anticipate that changing. He's won a Super Bowl here in Philly. He's a Super Bowl MVP. I truly don't anticipate it changing. But if you're going to ask this question, give the thought exercise a fair analysis. All right? Junior, thank you, brother. Here's Brian Pumper. McKee would have this team 6-0 right now. Keep fooling. Y'all keep fooling yourself with this fullback. MF are moving in slow motion, sloth-like. Gateway PC Hurts. Gateway PC. You got to be kidding me, Paul. Gateway PC. I don't know that McKee would have the team 6-0. But Rich says, start Tanner. These questions are appearing to be popping up more. Rodney Burton. Rodney, I think you became a member today. Yes, you did. Rodney, thank you, brother. Appreciate you becoming a member. He says, could Fred play guard? Yeah, I don't know anybody better than Tooth. That guy was getting burnt. Bird Gang says it's the 18 Eagles all over again. What did the 18 Eagles finish? Like 9-7 or something? Yeah, they were 9-7 that year. Is that the double doink year? Or is that 19? Justo, what's up, brother? This is 23 on display all over again, but an offensive collapse this time. Howie, the words of the day are edge, corner, OC. Embarrassing. Well, Justo, you kind of contradict yourself in this comment. You say the 23 is on display, but the offensive collapse this time. And then you say, Howie, you got to go get an edge in a corner. Well, what is it, Justo? Well, what is it? Is it the offense or is it the edge in the corner? I mean, I believe our fan base, the expectations that we now have on this offense, this $250 million offense, are fucking egregious. We have all accepted like the base minimum. It's like, who cares that we're 31? Well, now we care because the running game's not the same and the defense ain't the same. I've never seen anything like it. Like nobody, the expectations for this offense, even from people who aren't like that. John McMullen. It was more on the D. Dude, we put up 17 points on the Giants. 17 points. We didn't score a point in the second half. Everybody's healthy except for Landon. I mean, really? Is that just what we should expect? Why? Because we got our quarterback in bubble wrap? Please, cut that shit off. Roll Philly says, I'm starting to think the players don't like KP. Really? I heard A.J. Brown talk about him, said he's doing a great job. I don't like KP. Joshua says, if AJ doesn't tweet, we're 6-0. It's in their heads. Joshua, what a fucking bad take. Joshua, what an awful take. If AJ doesn't tweet, we're 6-0. Really, dude? We've been the worst offense in football through 6 games now. Not 2 games, not September, 6 games of football. We've looked objectively horrible on offense. And you're telling me a tweet is the reason we're not 6-0? Holy shit. The hula hoops and the jumping jacks that people go through. The jumping jacks that people go through to justify this bullshit. Dude, be real, Joshua. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? A tweet, yeah. Oh, had AJ not sent the tweet, we'd be 6-0. No problem with the offense, right, Joshua? No problem with the 31st ranked offense that can't move the ball. It's the tweet. Yeah. Holy shit. If you believe that, I got beachfront property in fucking Idaho to sell you. You got to be kidding me with that crap. Joshua, I love you, brother, but that's the worst chat I've gotten today. Easily. Kimberly, got that one. Pumper says, these dudes who keep bringing up 22 like defenses don't adjust year after year. Pump, I agree 100%. Same thing with same thing. Forget 22, Pump, 24. Defenses are playing us different. They're using these sim blitzes, sim pressures with zone coverage, and without a run game, Jalen can't manage it right now. That's the truth. How many times have we seen him sitting in the pocket 4 or 5 seconds? Sim pressure, zone coverage. That's the fix. Without the offensive line, there's no answer for it right now. But again, nobody wants to believe that the defense that what you're saying is true, Pumper. But everybody jokes about Pumper being a troll. Pumper's this, Pumper block Pumper. 1, Pumper will never be blocked. 2, he's right. He's fucking right. Jeff Bone, run the table. I don't know what that means. Dirty Air says, can't fire an offensive coordinator at week 6 and expect the team to learn a new system. Sorry, that ain't the answer. I agree 100%. We are fine if the players just play to their ability, not elite, but can get us far. Address the coordinator in the offseason. I think that's a fair take. I do, Dirty Air. I think that's a fair take. Right. I really don't. As much as I'm not loving Petula right now, I truly don't believe that is an end-all be-all answer. I don't. I'm with you on that. I am. Dirty Air, thank you, dude. First Cav Vet, thank you, man, for becoming a member. Thank you, man, for becoming I might have to do a giveaway today to lighten the mood. Kimberly says, Z, I have concerns. LMAO. You and me both, Kimberly. Roll Philly says, Jalen was bad. To give up on Jalen would be dumb. Roll Philly, I can subscribe to that at this point. All right? But Roll Philly, eventually we're going to get to a time where the offense that makes all the money, that has all the talent, and I'm sorry, I don't buy the bullshit John and Jeff are selling me. Hey, maybe this offense isn't that good. Fuck that. We got 2 receivers that are dominant. Devontae Smith might be one of the best route runners in the game. And you're telling me that one of the best route runners in the game can't get the ball in zone coverages? Like, I'm with you for now, but Roll Philly, the quarterback's got to take some of the blame, dude. Same thing I told the other guy, I'll tell you. The guy doesn't need bubble wrap. He's a grown man. He can manage criticism. He's okay. I promise. All the Jalen Hurtsites, I promise. He'll be all right, guys. He'll be all right. He's got a Super Bowl on the shelf. He's got a Super Bowl MVP. He's got a ring on his finger. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a stacked bank account. I promise you guys, Jalen will be okay. He doesn't need your protection. Did people defend Donovan McNabb like this? I was too young. Did people defend Donovan McNabb this much? I feel like I remember people ripping on McNabb constantly, and he was throwing to James fucking Thrash. Seriously, think about that. People were used to rip McNabb. He was throwing to trash cans with an offensive line that wasn't as good as this one. Now they got Jalen in fucking bubble wrap. Dude. I love you, Roll Philly. I appreciate you. James Carver says, too many marriages, engagements this last offseason. Now they're worried about their wives and ass versus being in early and staying late to fix the team together. Yeah, and throw Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship in that mix too. Launching podcast, all this other bullshit. Yo, Reed, you're a 47 grade right now on PFF. You're one of the worst safeties in fucking football. Get your head out of your ass. I'll use a Jalen Hurtsism. Keep the main thing the main thing. And for you, Reed, it's playing safety. And right now, you flat out fucking stink at it. Roll Philly says, a franchise QB is harder to find than another wide receiver. This is what you're discounting. As Underdog alluded to last night on the show, you don't need a superstar quarterback in this offense. Jalen Hurts proved that last year. He wasn't a superstar player last year. He would admit that. They didn't ask him to be a superstar because the talent on the team is good. It's excellent. It's better than a majority of teams in football. You take AJ off this team as it's built right now, oh boy. I don't want to see what that looks like. Riding the bench says, honestly, either change the quarterback or run RPOs, penalties aside. Right. This team needs a spark, and clearly the staff's plan hasn't worked. Oh, boy. These conversations are, you know. I just want everybody to be honest. I don't care if you disagree. I just want everybody to be fucking honest. And stop babying these guys. Holy shit. I like Jalen Hurts too. I do. I love the guy. He doesn't need you to protect him. Not you riding the bench, just in general. Oh, boy. James Carver, what's up, brother? Thank you, James, for all your love and support today, man. A lot of love, a lot of support, bro. We appreciate it as always. Truly. I get unhappy with Jalen and AJ, but both are wrecked. R-E-Q-D, required, wrecked. What are you saying there? Jalen could be heard yelling trash, canning plays, and repeatedly checking into plays that work. Begs the AJ, Smitty, and got it were all checks by Hurts. O-line interior is a problem. There's no doubt the O-line's interior is a problem. All right. So, James, with that comment, are you saying you do think there's a lot here on the coordinator? Thanks, Wild Bear. Love you, Wild Bear. What would I do without you? I don't know what I would do without you, Wild Bear. You know I love you. All right. I'll wait for James to follow up. Ro Philly says, so which is it, Xander? We'd be bad without AJ, but we won games where AJ was nowhere in sight. How much does he really mean? It's a fair question. But if you're willing to gamble and take the 31st ranked offense and then get rid of the most talented player on that said 31st ranked offense, that's a gamble for you, my friend. And I don't think Howie's taking that gamble. Okay? I don't. Now, you can talk around it any way you want. And you're right. Sometimes AJ's not in the game. But to assume that this team would be able to prevail by removing him from the equation, in my opinion, is a faulty thought process. Whether he gets usage or not. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Okay? Here's Terrence. What's up, Terrence? Appreciate you, bro. This offense by Lane's month said it's predictable. Yeah, it is. We're always in third and long due to negative plays. No one can move the ball when we're third and long. Yeah, I mean, it's very predictable. You know, they're acting like they got the 24 offensive line. You don't. That's my point. You don't. The 24 offensive line is gone. It's not coming back. So what is the fix? If Jalen can't be a high flying passer, what is the fix? Assuming we don't ever get the offensive line back to what it was. I'm looking for answers. I'm not looking to rage or make a take or make a soundbite. I'm not. I'm just trying to talk through it with everybody. Roll Philly again. I want them to put McKee in just so y'all can shut the fuck up. That's fair, Roll Philly. Brian Pump says, these dunce caps in the chat talking like McKee is going to hold the rock for 8 seconds. We would have the first quick game offense since Prime Carson. Jalen Hurts does hold the ball, there's no doubt. Mr. Jeezy, put Tanner in against Vikings D and watch him die. Terrence again. What's up, Terrence? All our plays are the same basic shit. Look at the plays. We move the ball in no huddle. Why is that? Clearly play calling. Well, Terrence, I do agree that play calling is an issue. It's not been good. It's not been good. There's no doubt. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Just like I'm not sugarcoating Jalen. I'm not sugarcoating that either. He's putrid. He's been way over his head the whole time. Pumper says, Zander, they were defending Hurts like this pre-Super Bowl luck. I'm telling you, this guy is mediocre. Tanner is better. We'll see. Joshua checks back in. Zander, last game we ran the ball once in the fourth quarter with a lead, 17-3. You don't think AJ's tweet was in their head? Truth hurts. Yeah, so you're blaming AJ for sending a tweet versus the dudes who changed their entire fucking game plan over a tweet. Joshua, you're directing your anger at the wrong dude, my friend. The wrong dude. You say it in this chat, Joshua. You have a 17-3 lead. And you're blaming AJ? Because he sent a tweet? Oh, God. Oh, God. Let me get a sip of coffee. I love a lot of you guys, man. A lot of you guys were with me till late in the night last night, which is a beautiful thing. And here we are, 10 in the morning. Let's pull up the Whoop. What's the Whoop showing? The Whoop is showing 2 hours, 42 minutes. 2 hours, 42 minutes for your boy. It's crazy. I feel great. I really do. I feel great. Joshua, it's just football, but I'm sorry. I really hate your take that if AJ's tweet, like if AJ doesn't tweet, everything is okay. I'm sorry. Like I'm not trying to be an asshole to you or pick on you. Just trying to talk football with you. I really hate that premise, dude. You're telling me a fucking tweet? Really? Not the execution of the offense, not the usage, not the quarterback, not the play caller. You're going to the tweet? I just can't. I can't subscribe to that. And again, Josh, I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I probably have been an asshole. Sometimes I'm an asshole. It is what it is. But I'm not trying to pick on you personally. I'm just challenging your thought process that the tweet is a bigger issue than the actual play, than the execution, than the scheme, than the play calling, than the quarterback, than everything else, than the offensive line. The tweet? Oh, man, I got a lot of things I'm talking about before I get to the tweet. Dirty Air says, we aren't going to fix everything all at once. I think we have to start in one spot, and that's the O-line. We can't have an identity of historically good with a historically bad O-line. Start there. I agree, but Dirty Air, what does that look like? Like, how do you fix that right now? How do you fix that right now? Because at the end of the day, everybody loved the way we played smash mouth ball last year, me included. Guilty as charged. I loved it. Mekhi Becton's hurt in L.A. Cam Jurgens got back surgery that looks like a shell of himself. Landon Dickerson's already missing games, and he hasn't been himself. He's been one of the worst guards in football so far. He's given up more pressures than almost any guard in football through his first 5 games. Okay? So the 3 interior guys where everybody, by the way, But the tush pushes, bang into those guys. All the running games up those gaps. All three of them are a shell of themselves so far this year. Mekhi, Landon, and Cam. So, Dirty Air, to address your comment, which I agree with, start with the O-line. This team would look different with an O-line. How do we address that? That's why I said on the show today, wave goodbye to the 24 O-line. It's gone. It's not coming back. Where do we go? What's the fix? I agree with your take, though. I agree with your take. You know, start with the O-line. We might have a different conversation right now about everybody. But, angering. Riding the bench. What's up, brother? Appreciate all your support. Everybody, man, thank you all very much, man. Seriously. I know we're having football conversations, but whenever you guys do send a chat, man, it supports this channel more than you know. So I do want to thank everybody, including people I've ripped, okay? Including people I've ripped. Welcome to JAKIB Sports. We're not going to sugarcoat shit. Joshua, that includes you. Thank you, brother. Right on the bench says, when up-tempo is ran, we're better. Shows Jalen in more control. I think you have to ask if the staff is more comfortable coaching McKee's skill set versus Jalen's. Does that constitute the need for a change? Why the fuck are you hiring an offensive coordinator off a Super Bowl year that's not comfortable coaching the quarterback skill set? Right on the bench. I'm not mad at you. But if that's the case, anybody who is involved in the hiring process is negligent at best. Fireable offense at worst. If that's the thought process, coming off a Super Bowl year, hire a staff that's more comfortable with a skill set that is completely the antithesis of what our quarterback is. Holy shit. Now that would be bad. That would be bad. Edgar, what's up, Edgar? Here's why I don't believe the Eagles can turn this around this year. There are issues on every level, offense, defense, special teams, and coaching. There's no doubt, Edgar. You're 100% right, which is why I'm not feeling good at this moment. Special teams, look, it was one game. They've been good so far. So I really don't want to get into a mode where, I think the special teams is just going to forever suck ass. One game, maybe some optimism there. But newsflash, offense and defense are more important than special teams. D-Pump again. What's up, my dude? Just insert Tanner at the helm. Just do it. Don't listen to these Hurts Glazers, guys. This offense needs saving, and number 16 got the strap. I don't know if you're right about that, Pump. I agree. Hurts deserves some criticism for where we are right now. But I'm having a hard time subscribing to that level of thought process. All right? I am. I'll be honest with you. Taryn says, everybody been bad on the offense. O-line, AJ, Saquon, coaching. How is it that everybody's playing bad? This is a coaching problem. Dude. Terrence, you say it in your own comment, dude. I get it. The coaching is a problem. There's no doubt. I'm not denying that. You're saying to me, everybody's been bad on the offense. I'm going to go back to Harry Potter on you. What do you think the coaches are? Waving a wand, Terrence? At what point? You say it. Everybody's been bad on the offense. Okay. At what point do we point to the offense? John says it all the time. Players first. Execution first. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say the coaching has nothing to do with it. But, you kind of contradict yourself right there. How is everybody playing bad, and then it's the coach's problem? The coaches have some say in it, but, dude, the coaches aren't between those white lines. They're not. I'm really not happy with Kevin Patullo either. Now, I'm not as far as some people who've been saying to fire the guy since week one. I'm not in that boat. But I'm also not in the boat of John, who says it's basically 0% his fault, which is almost like what John implies. So I'm kind of in the middle on him. I don't think he's been good. I think he looks way over his head. I don't think he's a competent guy. I don't think he was the right hire for this team. But at the end of the day, man, your team is 1 for 9 on third down. Jalen Hurts had 2 opportunities in the game as the quarterback of the football team to take advantage. Hit Devontae Smith on that deep ball. We were down by 3 points when he missed that throw. We would have taken the lead right there. We were down 10 points when he's in the red zone driving and he throws an interception. Like, dude, execution. I get it. Coaching, execution. Terrence, think about it. If you execute simply, forget the turnover, forget the interception. You simply execute that throw to Devontae, which was not a coaching problem. You're talking about a completely different outcome potentially. At some point, like the guys between the white lines got to play. Alfredo says you can't execute poor play calling, Zander. Alfredo, Devontae Smith could have fucking sat down and done kumbaya for a couple seconds and nobody would have been there. He could have grilled a steak in the middle of the field and still caught that pass and taken for a touchdown. What are you talking about, dude? That was execution. It wasn't a poor play call. It was a busted coverage. It was a busted coverage. It was wide open. Your favorite underrated. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats today. Give me Namdi and Rogers Cromartie over again. These corners soft with the exception of Quinyon. At least the Dream Team corners were physical. That's fair enough. These dudes, some dog water. Who saw the clip of Adoree Jackson at the goal line? That was fucking pitiful. Dude, just retire. If that's going to be how you're going to play the game. Again, Dank, you had an awesome comment today. Football is about will. It's about will. You got to have a will. It's a violent, physical game. Oh, you didn't see what he did at the goal line? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That was so bad. It was so fucking bad. You just hang up the cleats, dude, if that's how you want to play. I mean, you got to have a will. I'll tell you who's got a will. Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart. That dude's diving head first in the player. He doesn't give a shit. He'll probably get fined for that, by the way, head first. But that was a will. I watched a couple players last night who had will. They weren't wearing eagle green. Here's B. Pumper again. They hate on Brian Pumper every day, but J-Mac stay hitting at the quarterback being the main issue. We cook in the OC, O-line, wide receivers, and head coach, but he keeps saying it. Well, look, Brian, I think I've been pretty fair on the quarterback. I mean, look, I don't think it's all on him. I don't think he's devoid of blame. He hasn't been good. He has limitations as a player, as every player does. And right now, those limitations are being exploited perfectly by other football teams. They are. That's the reality. Other teams deserve credit too. Other defensive coordinators right now are perfectly exploiting the weaknesses of our quarterback. And by the way, for all the Jalen fanboys who still can't manage and have bubble wrap on the guy, that's not a knock. Every quarterback has deficiencies. What do you try and do to Jared Goff? What do you try and do to Baker Mayfield? What do you try and do to Josh Allen? What do you try and do to Joe Burrow? Every game you go into, there is something you want to accomplish to mess up the other team or the other player or the other quarterback. Teams are exploiting our quarterback's deficiencies right now. They are. We don't have an answer for it. Mr. Jeezy, what's up, dude? Is eagling about to become a thing? What does that mean? I have no clue what that means. Boy LLC LL Cam, what's up, dude? Appreciate you being here. Always sunny in Philadelphia. Teams all suck. Oh gosh. At least we got the Sixers. Just kidding. They fucking blow even more. First Cav vet. We're starting every drive at the 10. Yeah, special teams was terrible yesterday. Field position was awful. So I'm happy you pointed that out because that does hurt drives, no doubt. All right. Trey Brown, what are your thoughts on Adoree' at the goal line? Oh, good to know that you put this in there. We just talked about it. Yeah, Trey, that was a pitiful. All right, that was pitiful. It was again, Trey. If you don't have any will to tackle the guy who's wearing the other color jersey in a game, why are you still playing? You're basically stealing money at that point. I mean, you don't want to be out there. What are we doing here? There's no will, there's no want to, there's no desire, there's none of it. It was a joke. It was a joke. I don't expect much from Adoree', but I do expect you to try. Even if you suck, I expect you to try. Abe says, game was so bad it had Reyes looking different. Don't worry, Reyes will be back saying 52-3. Yo, Terrence, thank you, dude. I didn't even see this come over. Yo, Terrence, thank you, my man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. $50 banger here. Thank you, brother. Who schemes and does play calling, Z? Or game planning, Z? Coaches or players? Why first half we run up tempo and move the ball? Then the second half the offense is dead. How many times were third and long to these run plays? Yeah, that was a bad miss by Hurts. We all asked. It's a good point, Terrence. Look, it's a well-taken point by you because I agree. Look, players come first, but what you point to here makes sense. You come in the first half, you run up tempo, you move the ball well. You put up, 17 points in the first half? Again, on the halftime show, Terrence, you can go back and listen to it. I'm saying, offense looks good. Offense moving the ball. So to your point there, it's fair. Is in-game adjustments showing that it's a big problem? They don't seem to have an ability to in-game adjust offensively. They don't. Stephen Papara says, city of losers. Don't disrespect this city like that, you piece of shit. Fuck you. What a shitty comment, Paparo. City of losers. This is not a city of losers. This is a great fucking city. This city embodies exactly what America is. People from all different walks of life, passionate people who give a shit. Fuck that comment. A shitty-ass comment. City of losers. Fuck that comment. Terrence, thanks for the $50 super chat, dude. I appreciate it. I do, man. I appreciate it. And it's well taken, the take. Joshua Jackson again. Joshua, I appreciate you sticking to that. I know I've been hard on you today. He says, I'll take a boring in a Super Bowl versus 300 yards and we lose. Joshua, let me just push back on this, though. Again, I'm sorry. I keep going at you today. Why are we of the belief that just because you throw the ball, you're going to lose more games? Nobody's asking to throw for 300 when you're down by 2 touchdowns and you lose the game. That's not what we're asking for. Joshua, have we been able to get a lead? Have we controlled the tempo of any of our games, wins or losses? Have we dominated the line of scrimmage? Have we controlled the clock and the time of possession? These two things you're conflating too many things with this comment. Boring football doesn't guarantee a Super Bowl, and 300 yards doesn't guarantee you're going to lose a game. That's where personality's got to come into the conversation. The personality of the games. Yeah, if you're playing from behind and you throw for 300, you're probably going to lose. Nobody's asking for 300 either. But when you got receivers that are as good as they are, and they can't even get involved in the offense, that's an issue. Pumper says, the only will that team had last night was Shipley, and lie detector determined he ass. Oh, God. Paparo clarifies, not the fans, the athletes. That's fine. I take offense when people say the city. I hate when people talk about the city like that. I'm not even talking about just the fan. I'm talking about the city at large. I got you, Steven. I'm sorry for ripping you. I push back on the narrative that the city is full of losers. It's not. It's a great city. In fact, this city is one of the best cities in the country, easily. Certainly is, in my opinion. It's got its problems, as every city does. All right? It's got its problems. Every city does. Here's T Rose, Zombie Town. Where do you live, T Rose? What city are you in? I got news, brother. Every city is that way. Twist says Lurie's stuck down. I think Lurie's pissed off. Lurie's going to want answers. You heard John saying that they're starting to come out slower and slower because the meetings with Jeffrey Lurie are getting longer and longer. Oh, don't tell me that guy said he's from D.C. Oh, my gosh. You're talking about our city, and you're in Washington, D.C.? Fuck that shithole. Roll Philly says, I feel like Hal will make a move this week. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know that he makes a move. I really don't. You see what Crowley just sent me. What is this, Crowley? Yeah, I saw that, Crowley. I've been ripping that play for hours. Sitting there watching the guy on the ground. The guy makes a catch. What are you, in college still, Ringo? Touch the dude down, dude. What are you doing? Curtis says, Xander, I would never be happier to be wrong, but this season is done and dusted. Way too many problems, and you would have to mortgage the future to fix them. I agree, Big Mike. They got John in chains because they might know there's issues. You should have seen the amount of backlash John got for that comment on Jalen. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but anytime you see that, that's because there was truth in what John said. And they don't want anybody to talk about that. Gestapo Eagles. Fly goes fly. I moved to Kentucky for my wife. When I say I miss Philly, people say why. I say you have to know it to love it. So true, Fly goes fly. So true. It's a special place. It really is. It's a special city, man. Anybody that's ever seen our city, you know, and when it's at one of its better moments, you know, I'll point to the parade or something like that. And I know those moments aren't what make up a city, but you know, the backbone of this city is truly a great place. It really is. Yeah, dang, that Ringo play was bad, my friend. That Ringo play was really bad. It was like tough to watch, dude. Mr. Jeezy, who moves to Kentucky? You're gonna have to answer that one yourself. Fly Eagles fly. That's not a question I can answer for you. Terrence says, also, can we talk about the run game schemes? It's bad from everybody. That Steen pull block was trash. We're the most undisciplined team in the NFL. Well, that's on the head coach, the undisciplined part. The run game schemes are pitiful. They're running the same run plays over and over again. And then again, wait, can we talk about something? And it's on Terrence. It's on your point here. Can we talk about something? What is everybody's thought process on Saquon Barkley this year? I'm not going to pollute what I think. What do you guys think about Saquon Barkley this year? What do you think? It goes to Terrence's point. What do you guys think about Saquon Barkley this year? What's your evolving thought process, week 6 conclusion that will naturally change? Looks like everybody's thinking about it like me. It's the O-line. I think it's not his fault. O-line. Barkley's the same. Saquon's not the issue. He's mid-ass. All right, so a couple people chirping. The offensive line's awful. Barkley looks chunky and slow. Chasen says he looked great when opportunity presents itself. I agree. He mid. He sucks. He's mid. Stout looking at a retirement home. You're right. Stout is. Zander, didn't we lose a running game coordinator this offseason? Did we? Yeah, that secondary guy. I think he went to Vegas. Nowhere to run. That's what I see. I don't see it as Saquon problem. Flex, I think he's mid based on the results, but I don't think he looks like trash. I think there's dudes in his face immediately when he touches the football. I mean, how many times do we see he gets the ball and there's dude, he's got to juke around him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage? I think that offensive line's a much bigger problem than Saquon Barkley. I do. I think the offensive line's a much bigger problem than Saquon. No, I get what you're saying. I mean, Flex, let's be real for a second. You know, I'm always keep it real with you, Flex. Objectively, you're correct. He's mid right now. In fact, he's probably a little lesser than mid right now, Flex. I'm just saying, why is he mid is a bigger question. And to me, I don't know that it's, hey, Saquon isn't that guy anymore. That's not what I see. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that's not what I see right now. Right now, I see the offensive line. Last year, the offensive line starts here, right? Last year, when the ball was hiked, the offensive line moved it this way. Just a little bit, a yard, right? This year, when the ball is hiked, the offensive line goes backwards. The line of scrimmage shifts this way. The trenches, we're losing the trench battle. Play in and play out. That, to me, is a much bigger problem for Saquon Barkley. Now, again, Flex, objectively, you're correct. He's mid right now. I just don't, I'm not of the belief that it's all on Saquon. Maybe it's a little bit. He did have 400 touches. You know, Niall brings that up. He had a ton of touches last year. You know, Niall, he did. You're right. And you know who else had a ton of touches? That offensive line who had a block for all those touches. And they look like they managed those touches worse than Saquon did, in my opinion. That offensive line, and I'm not blaming them for it. It's just the nature of the beast. When you block for a rusher like that to the tune of 25.04 or 25.03, the most rushing yards in the history of football, these are the ramifications. That offensive line's not the same. I'm going to say something now, too, about Cam Jurgens, and God, I hope I'm wrong. Boy, I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope I'm wrong. I will air fry a crow and show it to you on this program. I hope to God I'd have to do that. I don't think Cam Jurgens is ever going to be the same. I truly don't. I honestly believe in my heart right now, Cam Jurgens will never be the same. I hope I'm wrong. You heard Jeff. He said he'll be better next season. Boy, I hope. I don't think that dude's ever going to be that guy again. You got a back surgery. You got nerves in there. We got my boy Philly Don. I don't know if he's here. He was on with me late in the post-game show last night. That shit ain't that's not fixing the knee. Fixing the back is not fixing a knee. You know? I agree 100% with this, Dang. Lack of running is hurting the pass. It's also both. Don't you agree, Dank? Right? They've really struggled to pass the ball effectively, which I think has allowed the defenses to just play a certain way and take away the run game. When there's no threat through the air, it's a lot easier to stop the run. I do think it goes both ways. Yeah, I do. I think it goes both ways. Here's Pumper. I got a solution. Though a small sample size, that Kendall kid played really good at left guard and center in the preseason. Insert him now and we're better. That's fair. It might, Brett Toth is not it. I'm good testing out Kendall. It's funny how it works. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. Normally, I down my extra large Dunkin' top to bottom. Today, on the least amount of sleep I've had, I barely jerked this thing. It's full. Funny how that works. Thank you to the man above. Powered by the man above, folks. Boulevard says, on my way driving to Chicago to run that marathon. The team is... Yo, Boulevard, I am motivated by you, my friend. I follow my guy Boulevard over on Instagram. I'll plug his Instagram for you guys. Let me find him real quick. Boulevards is his Instagram. He's got this awesome shop that him and his wife own. It's excellent. This vintage shop. I like vintage clothes. I always have. I don't wear them a lot, but I do like them. And I love watching them. But this dude posts these. This dude is a fucking machine. Boulevard, you don't have any stories up right now. This dude will post 15 miles he ran. And his pace is like 7-minute miles. I'm like, you're a fucking machine. 13 miles for a 7-minute pace? This dude's no joke. You ever watch the marathons and there's like there's like just the runners that they're just ahead of everybody else? I think that might be Boulevard. I think that might be my boy Boulevards. But to answer you, Boulevards, I love watching your posts because that type of shit motivates me. I love watching people pursue greatness. I do. It's next level. So well done by you. Having Tanner McKee wouldn't be a bad idea. Wow, Boulevards is out there. See, Boulevard, I think you listened to Underdog last night. I love talking to Underdog. I know people don't like to listen to him because he's not a Jalen Hurts guy, but you can tell that guy is his thought process makes sense to me. It does. The way he sees the football field makes sense to me. It does. It does. I don't know who heard that last night. Underdog on the postgame show. Yeah. I knew you watched him, Boulevard. He was good. Dang, thank you, dude. He said, what's a good host spot in Philly? Ask him for Dang, ask the chat that one, my dude. Ask the chat that one. All right. Yo, Flex, you should go back and listen to Underdog. Now, it was harsh. Jalen Hurts fans will not like to listen to Underdog. All right? But you're right. I let him cook. I wanted him to be able to. I didn't want to cut him off. All right? Tanner, the Mormon Messiah. Deshae says Underdog was a 10,000% right. We have a Hurts problem. I don't know, dude. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Tough scene, folks. These crybaby fans. Flexing, I am so sick of people who like, I want to talk about football, Flexing. I'm not here to wave pom-poms. Like, anybody can wave pom. That's cool. If you like doing that, it's fine. There's plenty of channels who wave pom-poms. I want to talk football. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to talk football. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it honest. I want to give my opinion. I want to solicit your guys' opinions, and I want to talk football. Uh-oh, AJ just tweeted. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, he did. It's not a tweet about anything other than a promotional. It's a promotional. Niall says, stop giving their socials attention. Niall, I'm doing a talk show. Their socials ain't my fault. That ain't my problem, my friend. Us giving it attention is not the problem. If they can't handle it, that's on them. That ain't on me, dude. I do a talk show. I'm in a very different business, Niall, than the Philadelphia Eagles are and the Philadelphia Eagles players are. Okay? I'm in the sports talk entertainment business. If you think I ain't looking at AJ's tweets, you got another thing coming. It's on them to manage it. It ain't on me. My job is to manage this business. All right. I think I'm going to get out of here soon. Running out of fumes here. Thank you, Island. I appreciate it, my man. Jacket Super Fire. I didn't see it yet. I'll look at it. There are rumors about a word trade. I doubt that, but it'd be nice. Keely Ringo ain't it. Keely Ringo ain't it. Z, we all needed this therapy session. Ian, I'm happy I could be of assistance. Flexing, I'm good, man. So I got a busy weekend. My beautiful goddaughter's getting christened this weekend. So she gets baptized on Sunday. My niece and my nephews, my two nephews and my niece are flying up from Florida. Actually, they might be driving up to the house by the time I'm off here. I think they get in at noon. They flew out from Florida this morning. So they get here today. Once I'm off the show, my niece and my nephew. All right. These are two of them. There's two of them right there. I ain't getting no nap. When JP shows up, he gonna want to play. All right. He's gonna want to play. He ain't leaving me alone. My nephew. He loves me, man. My nephew. So I get my third god kid this weekend. All right. I got my beautiful niece Amelia Bell. I got my beautiful nephew, baby Luke. My two god kids already, and then my third this weekend going to be my beautiful niece Kennedy, who will be my goddaughter on Sunday. So I'm blessed. No time to power nap, my friend. No time to power nap. And I got hella work to do today, man. Hella work to do today, which is a beautiful thing. Again, I always say it. I'm blessed to be alive. Here's Dwayne. What's up, Dwayne? Appreciate you being here. Jalen definitely deserves a lot of blame, but it just seems he's defined by bad moments and his good moments are swept under the rug. I think that's fair, but Dwayne, what good moments are you talking about? The Super Bowl? It's a new year, dude. I mean, how many, look, it's a great moment. It's a moment that will live in history. It's a moment that will be told in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a moment that will be written about in textbooks. It's a moment that will be talked about in this city forever, no matter what unfolds. But is that just, do we just use that forever? I'm not sweeping the moment under the rug. It's under the rug right now because we're in the middle of a new season. It is what it is, Again, I don't think the guy needs bubble wrap. I don't. I think he's a strong dude, man. I think he's fine. I think he can manage it. All right. Adderall, no way. No Adderall for me, dude. No Adderall for me. Some coffee and some boom boom sticks. Where's my boom boom stick? I was using this thing last night. It's like a smelling salt. It's like a soft smelling salt. Boom boom stick, baby. See, I think he's had great moments this year, but a lot of bad too. I think that's fair. I think he's had some good moments. All right. I think he's had some good moments, but here's 4 reels. I love Hurts. It took me a minute because I was a Wentz guy, but I grew to like Hurts. But these last 2 seasons, Hurts looks like he's in a locker room in a locker room of his own. That Jordan mindset is killing this offense. That's interesting. The interesting part about the comp there is, basketball and football are 2 very different games, man. Very different games. So a boom boom stick and a 4 loco. That's a combination. I don't think I want to. Where'd my boom boom stick just roll? Fuck that thing go. Oh, God. This is what I do with this damn. Oh, there it is. It rolled under my. It rolled under my thing. So. Zay, you got to get real salts. Those boom boom sticks are woman strength. You're right. They're not strong enough, Sig Lord. I need to ain't shit. Better than nothing, though. I'll get some real salts. That'll wake me up. That'll get me going. All right. Roll Philly says, we can't just forget about a quarterback who wins us a Super Bowl, Zay. That earns you stock, or should, at least with a franchise and fan base. Could you imagine if the Pats moved off Brady because of a bad couple of games? Yeah, but the Pats won Super Bowls because of Brady. Did they win the Super Bowl last year because of Hurts? I know we played great in the Super Bowl. Why did we win the Super Bowl last year? I'm not taking anything away from Hurts. He certainly deserves credit for it. You're right. But, coffee doesn't do anything to me. Sig Lord, I'm at a point with coffee where I can drink a cup of coffee right before bed, put my head on the pillow, and go to sleep. But, man, I love coffee. I do love coffee. Flexion, I was going to say the same thing here. He said, if you're still drinking 4 Logos in 25, you are beyond down bad. I agree. Yeah, Dank, you're right. We have seen it. I just what is it ever going to, Dank, how do you gauge that with the conversation that John always gives me? Like, he's not built to be that consistent passer. Zander is caffeine resistant. Frank from Philly. What's up, Frank? All right, guys. I love all you guys, man. Good show today. All right, it was a good show. It was a good show. That was a bad loss yesterday. One of the worst losses we've had in a good bit. Maybe we all needed it. Maybe the city needed it. I don't know. Maybe we all needed it. Z explains it. Hurts is average. Yeah, I don't think he's average, but fuck John. I'm sick of his comments. Z, don't miss my response. Where is it, Roll Philly? Here we go. Yes, 100%. You think it wasn't Hurts in the NFC Championship game and Super Bowl? And the first couple years, Brady didn't win because of Brady. It was the defense and the run. That's certainly true. But Roll Philly, do you think Jalen's going to have the same career arc as Brady? Brady can't jump over a stack of quarters. Point being, Brady was more equipped to evolve as a passer. Jalen struggles in the pocket. He does. He struggles in the pocket. Anybody that wants to tell me otherwise, I don't know what games you watch. He struggles in the pocket. He jumps up and down. He struggles in the pocket. Guy struggles in the pocket. I don't know what you want to make of it, but yeah, they're not, dude. They're so different. You can't even compare it that way. I know what you're saying. I know you're not saying he's Brady. I got you. But Brady had the same offense for 20 years, dude. That's because the best way to have the same offense for 20 years is to have it Brady style. This Jalen styled offense is not sustainable for 20 years, whether we had the same offensive coordinator or not. Wait, is Boots Ennis fighting this weekend? Jerron Ennis? Is he fight this weekend? Only person in Philly that can save the day is Boots Ennis tomorrow night with a big knockout. Does he fight? Jerron Ennis fights this weekend? Is that in Philly? Is that in Philly? Oh, hell yeah. I'll watch that. Dank, I don't have the answer, dude. I really don't. Dank, I'm just trying to talk through it, honestly. I'm not up here saying, oh, get rid of Jay. Like, I'm not. I'm just trying to talk through it, honestly. But it looks kind of bleak right now. I'm not going to lie. At least to me, it does. A little bit. Because I'm just kind of assuming we're never going to have this offensive line dominate the way they did last year. Like, does a play caller fix this? I don't know. I'm really not trying to be get rid of, like, I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just, I guess we're playing a little bit of Monday morning quarterback here. But Alfredo says, get me a better offensive coordinator. And if Jalen makes the same mistakes often, I will blame execution more on Hurts. That's fair. I don't know where you think you're getting a better offensive coordinator at this point, but I agree. Houston says, Xander, this was bad, bro. If you watching the Eagles, you know something's wrong. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Flex, growing up, I loved boxing. I used to go to a boxing gym when I was younger. I got big ass hands, Flex. And I had this boxing coach, Henry. I love Henry. I'm still friendly with Henry today. But he was a boxer. I used to go in there and he used to say, man, you should have been a fucking boxer. And I got mitts, man. And I used to go and hit the bags with him. That was my workout back in the day. I don't do it now. Now I work all day. I haven't been in the gym in way too long. I got to get back in the gym. Bad. But I work too much, man. Right now I'm working too much. I'll get there. I do love boxing. Flex, you know what my favorite part about boxing is? My favorite part about boxing is this. One man in a ring and nobody's coming to fucking save you. I love that. That is real warfare right there. That's physical warfare. You and one other dude in between a ring, in a square ring, with nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and nowhere to protect you. Nobody to protect you. I love that shit. That's why I think, I love looking at boxing mentalities. That's what I love about Floyd. Floyd never let anybody get one step ahead of him mentally ever once in his life. He always won the mental battle. And then he was the best defensive boxer you ever see. A guy couldn't get punched. How many times did Floyd get knocked down in his career? Once? Twice? Fucking love Floyd. It's so impressive to not get punched. I just said it. You're inside a ring. Nowhere to run, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Imagine this. Nowhere to run, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. One other guy in there, all they want to do is punch you. And Floyd basically never got punched. It's amazing. Money Mayweather, man. Dank, good comment here. Dank says, I'm big into mechanics of sports. Footwork is the most important point. Well, Dank, what do you think about Jalen's footwork in the pocket? What do you think about Jalen's footwork in the pocket? Because I do think that's one of the areas where he struggles. Oh, God. Kren. Here's Kren. Zander. Floyd Mayweather was so overrated, bro. He was great, but he pick and choose a lot of his competition. Yeah, welcome to every fucking boxer ever, dude. Nobody fights the best fighters in their prime anymore. None of them. That's why boxing has changed. Boxing has changed completely. Some for the better, some for the worse. But you get inside the ring, dude, and you can't get punched, I don't give a shit who you're going against. You're a damn good boxer. Now you can pick on him for the opponents, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you Floyd Mayweather was overrated. Here's my boy Underdog. Underdog, I was just talking about you. I don't know if you were here for it, but I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you, Underdog. Yeah, dude was fucking cooking with grease last night. He had me stay on an extra 30 minutes because he was cooking. I'm like, I can't. I got to let this guy keep cooking. Did Dank respond about that footwork thing? Zay, how do you give a first-time play caller the keys to the offense? Because it's Nick's buddy. Yeah, we had the 31st ranked passing game in football last year with a coordinator who's managed 2 number 1 offenses in Dallas. What's the rebuttal there? Like maybe we just new coordinator, okay, maybe it'll help, but I think we're just gonna be the 31st ranked offense when it comes to passing the ball. That just appears to be what it is, my friend. Eric says, yeah, I believe there are less types of run plays this year compared to last. Think of the playoff against the Commies' first play. We're not seeing the variety. It's true. That Commies' first play, kicked that ball to the outside. That was a great play. Yeah. HKP, have you arrived at this point, HKP? Hurts is the problem? You must have listened to Underdog last night. I tell you what, Underdog, what I was saying about you earlier on the show is, Underdog, I'm sure you're fully aware of this. Not everybody can handle the way you speak because you speak you don't give a fuck. You don't censor yourself. You say what you think objectively and you put it out there. People don't like to hear that. Well, most people in today's world don't like to hear. I for one, love to hear that, even if I don't agree with all of it. I did in one area agree with most of what you said last night. But I appreciated the way you looked at the game because it made sense. Some people come up and they love a player or they hate a player, and they don't really know why one way or the other. You laid out exactly, one, what you like about Jalen, why you respect him in that area, and 2, why he just ain't the guy. I thought it was well done. I would encourage everybody to go and listen to it. He'll probably piss you off if you listen to it, especially people who love Jalen Hurts. It'll definitely piss you off, but it's worth the listen. There's no doubt. You can tell Underdog knows football. All right. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm fucking nauseous, man. I can't wait for my niece and nephew to show up today. They're going to be here soon, so I'm looking forward to that. I got a lot of work to do today, too, so let me get to that. All right, appreciate everybody, man. Hit the like button on the way out. Let me make sure I got all my super chats, actually. Here we go. Terrence, I got one more. I missed this team before the commercials and the podcast when Jalen throwing for 150. This team is not last year's. We worried about TV shows. It's true, Terrence. I got a lot of shit they're worried about right now, dude. Podcasts and shows and Netflix and all this fucking bullshit. Maybe listen to the quarterback. Keep the main thing, right? What happened to that? What happened to that? All right, I love all you guys, man. Appreciate each and every one of you. Big support today on the show, which is appreciated as always. Hit the like button. If you didn't already, go catch the post-game show. All right, yesterday it was great. Me and Sills broke it down. John joined in, kind of gave his perspective. Tough loss for this Eagles team. Love all you guys. Hit that like button. See you next time.